Okay, what we're going to do in this tutorial is we're going to code the Python code for the same program, which is the average test scores program. Now here we're going to follow the pseudocode where we declare variables and then we're going to either reset them or declare them again. So, and then we have our for module, get number, get scores, get average, and so on. I've started the Python code over here. Here's our declared variables module, and we're going to call that twice just simply to, or you could just call it once inside the while loop and that'll work just fine. But we want to set our variables to values. Now in Python, in order to get a correct answer at the end, which is our decimal value, we're going to set our variables to 0.0 so that we can get a correct value when we're doing calculations. Now after this, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get our number, and this is the number of students who took the test. So that's in a variable called getNumber, or a module called getNumber, I should say. And that simply asks for how many students took the test. So number equals input and just asking our question and then returning number out of the function. So there's no loops or anything in that module. Now after that, we're going to call our next module, which has our main loop in there, our main for loop in there to run multiple times, and we're going to return total scores. So this module is called get scores, and we need counter scores, average score, counter scores, number, and total scores need to be passed down to that module. So we're going to copy that, and then we'll come down and code this module. Now here we're going to use a for loop. Now you'll notice we're returning total scores, so that's what we're trying to accumulate. Accumulation is done in section 5-4 of your textbook. So what we want to do is write a for loop, and we're going to say for counter in range, and we're using the range module. The first one is the starting spot, which is 0, and then the second one is where we want it to stop, which is number, and then a colon. So if we have 5 students, it'll run 5 times. I noticed a potential syntax error with my R missing, so I'm going to add that in real quick. Now, inside of here, let's just run a test statement so that we make sure we return total scores at this point. Let's just run a test statement to make sure that our loop is indeed running the specific number of iterations that we suggest or that we want it to. So if I take 3 students, I have 3 test statements that come out. I have 8 test students that come out. Because I have no end of a loop, I have an infinite loop. Let me have to kill this one. Okay, so it is working properly. Now what you're going to do in here is follow the pseudocode where we take in scores. Enter the score for the student. And then we're going to total them up. So this is the accumulation. Total scores equals total scores plus scores. Always done the same way. And then the last thing that we do in the module is return total scores. So that's how you write a for loop in Python. Now after that, you're going to do, on this line, you're going to do a module that'll get average and returns average scores. And then you're going to write another module that will print the average, and then you're going to end your while loop. So that's with end program equal to raw input, do you want to end the program? And that will complete the code.